Hello and welcome back to another video of Brotato. Today we're going to be playing the Arms Dealer and we are continuing our little guide in the New Dawn update. Yeah, we're starting out with the pistol of course because this is the only weapon that you can start out with on this character. All your weapons get destroyed at the end of a wave, so we're not really going to be keeping this pistol for long. One more second and it's gone. Alright, harvesting is pretty good to start. We'll definitely go in and take that. And then any damage stat, anything that says damage on it like this is going to be pretty good. But I would like to get luck or harvesting again. Nice luck, harvesting. Now we have 42 harvesting on shop number 1. That is ridiculous. This gives you money and XP at the end of every wave. And it also increases itself by 5% every time it triggers. So very strong. And the reason we have so much is because our character starts with 30 harvesting. He has negative 95% weapon price, so our weapons cost 1 material each. And then, yeah, we have a lot to spend on items because our weapons are so cheap. And again, the reason they're so cheap is because they get destroyed at the end of every wave, yeah? And then we also have a dangerous bunny to start, 1 free reroll per shop, pretty good, and then a bunch of damage mods increased. So all 4 of these stats here that say damage on them will be increased by 33% every time we get them. So like we could take this, and boom, we have 33% more of the melee damage. Pretty good. We're going to go ahead and take this as well because it gives us another free reroll, which is quite nice. And we don't need that many weapons, to be honest, going into this next wave. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop here. 3 weapons is perfectly fine for wave 2. It's a very simple and easy wave. There's not really anything dangerous here. As long as you have 3 weapons like this that hit pretty hard, you should be good to go. Now, the only thing we need to be thinking about is picking up all the material, getting the loot crate from this tree. Tree loot crates are your best friend. You always want to break the trees when you can. Can I get some more? Oh, I didn't get the last kill, but that's okay. This is not really that useful, but I will just go and take it. It's actually completely fine. We can take a bit of range. It's a tier 2 upgrade, and it's very early. Oh, same thing here. It takes some armor. Tier 2 upgrade. Very nice. Damage, right? Damage. Anything that says damage is going to get boosted slightly by our passive damage increase. So we'll definitely take that. And then I will take a lumberjack shirt because it's unique. And again, if you empty your shop, you actually get a free reroll. So now we get 2 free rerolls. As you can see, they both cost 0. Let's see. We do want to have at least 3 weapons going into the next wave. I could just take a medieval shield. That's okay. And then I could take both of these, but then I can't afford to buy you. You know what I could do? I could sell one of my weapons in order to buy this one. And then I could buy both of these and get another free reroll. And I have 1 more free reroll still. Okay, there we go. And you might be wondering, well, why do you care so much about these free rerolls? Well, it's like rerolls get more expensive the more you click the button. Yes? I think we all understand that. If you click reroll multiple times, it gets more and more expensive. But if you get a free reroll, it actually pushes back the price increase. So like instead of spending from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each reroll and it increases, you're actually spending 0, 0, 0, and then it starts going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like we're getting a bunch of free rerolls in front of the costly ones, which just means we have the more opportunities to look at like more items in the shop, which is very nice. Damage percent is probably one of our favorite stats because it applies to every weapon in the game, and obviously we can use any weapon that we want. Our weapons get destroyed every wave, so we're just going to be on the lookout for anything realistically. Coupon is great. More range is okay. Buy both of these, get a free reroll. Baby Gecko, not bad. I wouldn't mind taking a weird food, but at the same time, I don't think I necessarily want it, but I guess I will take it for the free reroll. Again, I'm just looking for free rerolls. And both of these are unique, so I kind of want to buy them. They're not necessarily super incredible. I do think the Ugly Tooth is really good of an item. Aside from that, the Saltwater is really mediocre of an item, in my opinion. I actually don't think it's very good. But I will take it again, because it's unique, and there are a lot of really good tier 2 items in the game. If you get rid of any of the unique items, it just makes it a little bit easier to see all the other items. So if we can afford it, then we should get it, and we can definitely afford it. Our character is super rich. Might not seem like it, right, because we lose our weapons all the time, but we have super cheap weapons every shop, and we get a ton of harvesting and free rerolls every shop as well. Alright, 171, not bad. I'll take some crit chance. I will take some luck over melee damage. Luck is nice. It can give you better shops and all. Go ahead and take everything here. And I'm going to ban this as well. Banning tier 2 items is really nice because there are some good tier 2 items in the game. So if you can ban a couple of the, less good ones, let's just put it that way, then you're going to have a pretty good time. Going to go ahead and buy you and roll one more time here. And a sharp bullet, this would actually not be bad at all. I also kind of want to log the Thief Dagger. Thief Dagger could be nice. And one thing you should think about, or one of the more important things on this character, aside from just taking a lot of damage stats and picking up a lot of items, right? Whatever, that's great and all. But like one thing you should really think about on this character in particular is when you're going to be going into a horde or elite wave. In our case, if we press pause, look in the top left, horde wave, or sorry, elite on wave 11, horde on wave 14, elite on wave 17. That means we need to be prepared for a horde wave on wave 14. And what you need for a Horde Wave, weapon-wise, is very different from what you're going to need for an Elite. Killing an Elite is very different from handling Horde Wave, right? Horde Wave is a bunch of small enemies coming at you all at the same time, non-stop, constantly. That requires very different things than one high HP enemy does. This is amazing. We just got some piercing in the shop, so this will actually give us piercing damage up to 19%. Bit of crit is good, and then we're going to lose piercing damage, but this is why it kind of balances out. Now we have negative 6% piercing, so that means we pierce for 44% damage. Pretty good. We can go ahead and take all of these, and then take a Thief Dagger. Luck will be nice. I'm just going to go ahead and take these two weapons. We don't need anything too particular coming into this next wave. Ooh, nice Thief Dagger. And a Hedgehog. This is a really good item. Hedgehog is great because it obviously gives you melee and range damage, so you don't have to choose. You can be really flexible and go with either. And yeah, since we don't know what we're going to get in the future, if we can split our stats a bit between the two, it's actually better. Though there is technically one way to get around it, and that is to always lock a particular weapon that you want in the shop before you leave it. So like every time you leave the shop, you lock some weapon that you want to keep for the next wave. So, for example, if we really like the Thief Dagger, we can try to keep one Thief Dagger locked in the shop at all times. That way we can always pick it up the second we go back to the shop, and then when we reroll, we actually have a much higher chance of finding that weapon, because it's the only one we have equipped. And the game tries to give you the weapon you have equipped, generally speaking, when you reroll. It's only wave 6, so I think harvesting is great. We'll go ahead and take it. And yeah, see, I could just get another Thief Dagger right away. And then I'm going to buy everything. A little expensive, but that's okay. A Gentle Alien I will take. And I'm just going to buy all of these, get my free reroll. And then 8, 6, 6, and 6. So that's 18, 26, right? We can actually buy all of these. And the way we do that is by getting rid of some of them. Let's get rid of the flute. Take you. And then let's combine you and reroll. And then we can reroll again. Actually, injection would be nice for the damage. Attack speed. We could also take this. Attack speed is important, of course. And this is also quite nice. Oh, revolver. We can go ahead and lock that too. So, Baby Squid. Even if HP regen is not necessarily as good as lifesteal, like typically, I would say the Baby Squid is one item you should, if possible, always take early game. In our case, we have a ton of money, so we can definitely afford to take a Baby Squid, yeah. It's an expensive item, but it's worth it, because it'll give you way more than you paid for it, if that makes sense. Like 1 HP regen, it's hard to put a number on it, but let's just say 80 materials is probably worth even like 5 HP regen or something. That would be a reasonable trade. Well, it's most likely going to give us in the double-digit amount. So it'll end up giving us like more than 10 HP regen alone. It is going to scale and take... Oh, we need to get the Gobbler. Wait, he has my money, he has my money. Oh my god, we got him, okay. If you don't kill the Gobbler before the end of the wave, he takes all your money. Also, Fruit Basket. We're going to go ahead and ban this. I think we're going to go for the Baby Squid, which will give us a ton of HP regen, so I don't want to lose it. More luck or more harvesting. These are both great, but I think I'm going to go for the luck. And for armor, this is huge, because armor is much harder to get than max HP. Every time you level up, you gain 1 max HP. You don't just gain armor naturally out of nowhere, so very nice. Now, like I was saying, Baby Squid is only shop 7. This is going to get so much value. And then we'll go ahead and take all of these and reroll. More elemental damage, another revolver as well. Knife, and this I don't want to take. I'm just going to go ahead and reroll. Recycling machine and jelly. Oh yeah, jelly is also a great item. It's very cheap. Tier 1 item. Gives you max HP based on how many unique items you have in your inventory. So we'll take a jelly. We're going to want that recycling machine, but not yet. And honestly, I don't really feel like we need another weapon. So I'm actually just going to leave this knife here. And then speed plus lifesteal. This could be great because we want lifesteal and we want speed. We have negative 5% speed, which is not a safe place to be, in my opinion. If you want to have a specific number for speed, I would say try to have 20% plus. Anywhere between 20 and like even 40% is completely fine. I think personally 20% is already great. if you get up to 30, I like getting close to like even like 35% movement speed. I think it makes you feel very comfortable. Like it becomes a lot easier to maneuver around enemies when you're moving that fast, but it's like not too fast to the point where it feels hard to control. So personally, that's what I try to go for generally. But yeah, anything above 20% is going to be pretty good. I gotta stop walking into these guys for no reason. I'm just like walking into them for fun. Okay, yeah, the viper fish. Oh, whoa, whoa, that was close. Okay, let's actually be careful here. There are a lot of charging enemies here and a lot of enemies that run at us in a straight line. So we shouldn't be just letting them walk on top of us for no reason. Okay, not bad. 300. We get another damage percent mod. We'll take it, or another damage percent stat. This melee damage we'll just go ahead and take. We don't have to roll. And then I kind of want to buy all of these, but this is so expensive. I guess we have enough free rerolls. We can get some more weapons pretty easily. Ooh, charcoal would be nice as well. Elemental and melee damage. Thief dagger, sure. A rip and tear. This would be really good for the horde wave in specific. So I kind of want to take that for later. And we get one more weapon and we're good. Okay. 4 weapons coming in here is a little awkward, but I will say these are some pretty strong weapons. They definitely hit hard enough that they should be able to handle all the enemies on their own. Yeah, we're down 2 weapons and you can see it doesn't really matter. Of course, we're only like 10 seconds into the wave, but you'll notice it won't really matter whether or not we have more weapons here or not. So depending on the strength of your weapons, you can kind of get away with having fewer. And that especially applies when you're using melee weapons that attack really quickly like ours. Like this is really good damage on these weapons, and they're also hitting really quickly just because they have good base attack speed. And then I would say this is probably the first wave you really need to be a little bit worried about. Well, actually, wave 8 was a little scary as well, right? Like wave 8, you definitely want to try and have some, not necessarily super great weapons, but you just want to make sure you have 6 weapons to make it easier. And then this wave, you want to have potentially a lot of melee weapons because you're probably not going to be able to have a ton of piercing going to wave 9. Piercing is a stat you tend to get later in the run. Alright, 500, not bad. And then we're going to roll a little bit. Max HP, that'll be nice because we're pretty low on max health here. So now we have a lot more. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, we could also take the rip and tear like I mentioned earlier. We're going to lose crit chance, but I think it's worth it because we're going to have to face a horde wave later. So it's like an investment, yeah? We're going to lose a little bit of harvesting, but we get melee and elemental damage. And then we can go ahead and take all of these weapons. And there's nothing particular about wave 10, so I'm not too worried about getting specific weapons for it. I would kind of like to keep these two for the wave later because we're about to fight a horde, or not a horde, sorry, an elite pretty soon. I think we could go for the... Honestly, I really want to just keep the icicle for the boss. I think the icicle is a great weapon for a boss. And then we're just going to go ahead and pick up random stuff. Hedgehog is amazing. Melee and range damage. And then crit and elemental, but we would lose range damage, so I'm not going to go for that. Lifesteal is good for healing and a little bit of armor. Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, we're keeping the icicle for the boss. I could have also kept the shotgun because these are just weapons that are good for killing bosses in general. So they're going to be pretty helpful when we have to fight that elite. No matter what elite it is, they should be good. I think the icicle is a perfectly well-balanced weapon. It has piercing, it hits really hard, single target, and it also attacks relatively quickly. So whether we fight a boss that is like melee, ranged, summoner boss, it doesn't really matter. We'll be able to handle it pretty well with the icicle. Yeah, it has good single target damage, and then the piercing and high attack speed make it good for killing a lot of small enemies too. I think the shotgun would have been good as well, but the problem with the shotgun is it doesn't actually have piercing, so I think it'll do a bit worse against the boss in particular. Like, it'll do less damage to the boss than the icicle will. Gotta be a little careful with this cursed enemy here. Yeah, our damage is a bit weak because we only have 5 weapons to begin with here. Alright, another 500 materials, more damage we'll definitely take. And some dodge. You know what? I will just take it. We're not too deep in the negative on dodge, and this is giving us 12%. It's a good offer. I'll take it. Move speed is kind of amazing here. We have very little move speed, and we're about to fight a boss. So good. Oh, that is kind of crazy. Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. The icicle is easier to play with and probably safer, but it's kind of insane. This weapon gains damage based on how many free empty weapon slots you have. So if we use it alone, it'll deal 300 per hit. Kind of crazy. Now, we do want to keep the icicle, though. I think I'll pass on it for now. There's a chance we could just get more captain swords, which would be nice. I'll take a Wandering Bot. This will slow down enemies whenever they get near the bot. Yeah, now we have two of them. Okay, perfect. So this is great. Now they both hit really hard. We have two of them, 257 damage each. We get some more economy items. Whenever we pick up a crate, we get money. And whenever we pick up a crate, we have a chance to get an extra item out of it. Very nice. Another unique item, tier 2, it gives damage when we pick up fruit, like temporary damage at least. And this would be amazing. I wish I could afford it right now, but I can't. Also keep the knife for next wave. And Black Flag. This will buff up enemies, but it does also give us more enemy spawns. Oh, it's this guy. Okay. So, yeah, against this guy, we just need to stand near him and then just kind of keep poking him down with our swords. He phased. This is phase 2. He starts doing these little slashes. Pretty soon he's going to go phase 3 and start charging. There it is. Just let him charge past us. Pretty simple. And he's done. All right, there you go. So yeah, boss down. That definitely could have been a lot more difficult if it were some other boss, which is why I said the icicle would probably be easier to play with. We could have just tried to go for 6 icicles, and we wouldn't have to play with perfect movement. So generally speaking, you're going to want to use like more ranged weapons because it's just a little bit easier for, I would say, beginner or probably for most players. It's a little bit easier for most players to play with. Because when you have a ranged weapon, you don't necessarily need to have perfect movement. Though against that boss, you actually want to stay in melee range, because that's how you hit him, for one. And then two, because his little aura goes around him in a way where you want to be in melee range to avoid it. This is not very good. We would lose a bunch of damage percent. I'm actually going to go ahead and ban it so we don't have to see it again. And then I want to roll here. Tier 2 is very low of an upgrade. We should be able to get something better. And I will take some range. That's okay. Now we have 109 range. Pretty good. We could take a Decomposing Flesh. So every time we level up, we're now going to gain 1 lifesteal instead of 1 max HP. Normally, you would naturally gain 1 max HP. This takes that away and gives you a lifesteal instead. So we're going to need to get some max health now, but that is okay. We could definitely do that. No problem. Engineering for every permanent elemental damage we have. This would be okay, but I don't think we're going to go for that this time. Yeah, there we go. Max HP. Nice. And anything else? Speed minus luck. We really like luck. We don't want to get rid of it. Cheaper reroll prices. This is great. Huge damage boost here. We would take that as well. Anything else? Roll, revolver. That is not good for an elite. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and take that now. I actually think the sharp tooth is pretty... sorry, not good for a horde wave. The revolver is really good for killing elites. Really bad for horde waves. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe keep the sharp tooth for the horde wave, if I can get another one in the next shop. But I'm not going to keep it locked the entire time, because that would mean we're re-rolling with one shop slot just completely locked off for the whole shop. I don't think that's worth that much. There are plenty of melee weapons in the game that we could use for the horde wave. You don't necessarily need to use a melee weapon, by the way. It's just that melee weapons don't have the limitation when it comes to like needing piercing or not. Like if you use a ranged weapon, you kind of need piercing. Otherwise, it's just going to be very awkward into a horde wave. And there are a lot of ranged weapons that don't have piercing. So the main way you end up having piercing is just by getting items that give you the stat piercing. In our case, we haven't done that, right? I don't think we actually have a piercing item. There are only 2 in the game. Or sorry, there are only 3 in the game. Yeah, we don't have the sharp bullet. Oh, yes, we do. Okay, so we do have a little bit of piercing, I guess. I forgot I took that then. But regardless, it's still going to be a bit easier if you just use melee weapons, in my opinion. At least into a horde wave. Again, against an elite, I would actually say ranged weapons are going to be easier to play with. Oh, there's a loot crate. No, please. Okay, I'm sad. 12 harvesting. It's actually early enough that I want to take this. This has a chance to boost itself up still. Take the huge damage boost. We lose some armor, but that's okay. We just gained so much damage. I think it just increased by 33% our damage. Pretty good. A cursed knife. See, that we can save for the horde wave. That's great. Also take some more piercing damage. So now we have 63% piercing. Nice. Elemental and melee damage as well. A thief dagger. We're not going to take you. A bag. More piercing. I mean, we could take it, I guess. I don't feel like we need it. I think 1 piercing is actually enough. We'll take the ghost. Oh, I kind of want to save that for the horde wave, to be honest. Okay, well, this is a little bit awkward. I think 4 weapons. It is just wave 13, but it's not like it's the freest wave ever. Okay, let's take the ghost flint. Let's not be too greedy. I wanted to try and save it for next wave, of course, because the ghost flint gives you permanent attack speed every time you kill a certain amount of enemies. And that would mean that we would just get some nice free attack speed from fighting the horde wave. because we're going to kill a ton of small enemies during that wave with the Ghost Flint. But I think it's a little too greedy to come into wave 13 with only 4 weapons. It's kind of pushing it. Well, not necessarily with only 4 weapons, but with the 4 weapons we had, I didn't think they were very strong. So it makes me a little bit nervous if I don't take a Ghost Flint there and have at least 5 weapons. Okay, be careful with the enraged enemy. The cursed enemies and the enraged enemies are very dangerous, no matter how far you get into the run. Because you're never going to have that much armor that you can just tank everything. And if you do have that much armor, that means you either got very lucky or you didn't take enough damage. Because, I mean, there's always opportunity cost in this game. You don't just get infinite resources, you have to make trades. So we're trading sustainability and defense for a lot of damage. More damage. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. And now we have a cursed knife going into the Horde Wave. That is beautiful. We can go ahead and ban the reinforced steel. I kind of want to ban this just to get a free reroll. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then we have another knife, a cursed hatchet as well. Oh my god. We have a blunderbuss. That's actually pretty good for Horde Wave. Every time you pick up material, the cooldown is reset on this weapon. You can see it has a massive, like, super long cooldown. But if you pick up material, it'll just reset. We're actually just going to take a stick so we can get a free reroll here. Another hatchet. This is great. This gives us damage percent, like a chance to gain damage percent every time we reroll. We do lose max HP sometimes, but we have plenty of max HP. I will also take this armor to be safe and ban the coral. We get a free reroll again. Cursed potato thrower. I mean, this could be good for the boss on wave 17. It's a little far away though, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and ban the cyber ball as well. Just ban these tier 2 items that we don't really want. Another dangerous bunny. Okay, yeah, that's good. Another free reroll. Okay, so now we're going to have 2 free rerolls every single time we go into a shop. That's kind of good. I could have banned another tier 2 item there. Like, I think I saw the campfire or something at the last second. I'm kind of like, you know, playing and trying to educate a little bit at the same time. So I'm never going to do everything perfectly. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, we could have just banned like a random tier 2 item there that we didn't want. But I wouldn't mind saving the last like 2 bans we have. We could maybe ban a legendary item or something, or maybe a tier 3 item instead. And you can clearly tell this is a Horde Wave. This is why I kind of wanted to keep the Ghost Flint. If we had the Ghost Flint here, we would be gaining a ton of attack speed by just killing all these guys. Though, to be fair, I'm not sure how much we actually would have gained from the Ghost Flint if it wasn't cursed or anything. Like, we have 2 cursed weapons here, a cursed hatchet and a cursed tier 4 weapon in our inventory. Those are definitely getting most of the kills for us right now. We can check all the damage done after this wave is over. Ooh, loot crate, nice. And would you look at that? 935 plus 7. 942 materials gained. Also, we get a cursed decomposing glitch. That is so much lifesteal gained every time we level up. So we're going to gain 3% lifesteal and lose 1 max HP now every time we level. That's completely fine. This I will just go ahead and take. I'll take this as well. We get some burning damage. A bit of crit chance is good. Potato thrower, I kind of want to keep you for later. Oh, another scared sausage. Nice. I'm actually going to ban the rip and tear. We got our use out of it, which was, it was only for the Horde. Look how much damage it is dealt though. 35,000 is crazy. That is so much damage. But yeah, we'll go ahead and ban it now because we no longer need it. It did its job. We appreciate it. It was perfectly good in the Horde wave. Armor plus max HP is exactly what we need. We do kind of need more. Oh, I could take a peacock. This will make enemies deal bonus damage next wave, but we get a ton of XP as well. It's good. Fish hook, that is kind of funny. I mean, I guess we could take it. It can be good for certain things, that's for sure. Like, we could maybe lock this and maybe lock this as well. I'll roll one more time, scissors, scissors. Sure, maybe we can just curse some weapons here and then have them for the elite. This is not something that usually happens on the arms dealer. And you normally wouldn't really want to curse weapons to begin with, because there's not much point, right? You just lose them at the end of the wave. Maybe you could do it for wave 20, but generally speaking, you're not going to go for weapon curses. It just doesn't really have enough value since they just disappear anyways. Like, you may as well go for item curses. Just curse some random items and you'll be happy. I'd like it if this brick could break during the wave. The brick has a chance to break every time we attack. And then if it breaks, it gives us a bunch of money, which also gives us XP. Also, I kind of forgot we took the peacock. That's why we're taking so much damage here. Gotta be careful. Just keep running away, honestly. That's all we have to do. Just keep on running away. No problem. They might deal bonus damage, but they don't have bonus health. So as long as we run away, we'll be safe. Okay, there we go. We lived. 560, not bad. Max HP and HP regen, we will take this. So we want things that give us more max HP. This recycles for so much money. I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. And then more armor. I kind of want to take move speed. We have very little move speed now that I think about it. Yeah, more move speed. Yeah. So 23%. Now I feel really comfortable with this amount of move speed. That's perfect. Potato thrower. We'll just go ahead and take this. Luck and dodge is also okay. Take a scissors. I want to leave this cursed one for next wave. So this is a situation where I believe it is absolutely worth it to just leave your weapons locked. Because, ooh, that's a lot of damage. As long as we don't get hit, we don't lose. So I think it's pretty good. More max HP as well. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is a situation where leaving the cursed weapons locked is kind of nice. I'll take the potato thrower to handle this wave. Because wave 16 is no joke. You know, it's a little scary. Could be some dangerous stuff here. But we want to keep the cursed weapons for the elite. Just to make sure we can handle it pretty well. And obviously, if you don't find cursed weapons, you could just lock good elite killing weapons. So anything that's going to give you a lot of single target damage, or a lot of DPS, right, damage per second. So like precise weapons tend to be pretty good because they give you a ton of crit chance. If you have a lot of them equipped, you get a bunch of crit chance for free. Man, there's so many cursed and enraged enemies. Everyone's mad. Yo, relax guys, it's just a game. Look, a cursed walrus is here too, what the heck? I should break the pods because the pods can hatch those giant monsters, like with multiple heads. Those guys are a little bit dangerous. Okay, a couple seconds here in the wave left. Almost through. Give me this sea pig. Nice, +1 curse, huge. Another one. Alright, 560 materials, or 70, nice. We get some crit, and every time we kill an enemy with a critical hit, we might heal. That's pretty good. Roll a bit here, 12% speed, nice. 35%, that is perfect. I don't need more than this, I don't need less than this. I'm very happy with this amount. Now we're going to take all of our cursed items, and I kind of want to take this for the free reroll. I think I will. We're going to have a lot of lifesteal later, so it's okay to lose a little bit now. And then again, precise weapons can be really good, so I'll just go and take a bunch of these. Some luck is good. We do want to make sure we actually have enough weapons, which means we need to have 6 of them, of course. And a nuclear launcher. Okay, I mean, yeah. I'm also going to save this Ghost Scepter for later. This is obviously pretty good because it gives you permanent HP every time it kills 12 enemies. Okay, we're against this guy. We do have a lot of melee weapons, so we have to stand pretty close to him to hit him. I feel like we're not doing very much damage, huh? No. It's been like 10 seconds and he's half HP. We're definitely dealing damage. Okay, this is very painful though, as it is with the gargoyle. Okay, luckily I'm really fast, right? This is where the move speed comes in. I just ran across the map in like a second. And now we're safe again. Okay, hit the boss. This boss is very weird, by the way. Like, you can do whatever you like, but you basically just want to try and stay max range from him. So you have time to dodge if every time his projectiles come out. But his projectiles, like the way he shoots them is really random. So you can't actually get any like, how do I put it? Like any stable strategy or something. Like there's no stable strategy against this guy. You just stand max range and try not to get hit. And if you get hit, run away, heal back up, and then go back in. It's just that simple. Alright, it's almost 700. Pretty good. Okay, we lose a bit of damage here, but I think the health and luck is worth it, so I'll take it. Another fish hook, I mean, yeah, sure. Melee damage, also sure. And we actually cursed this, oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna have +1 max HP every time we get 8 kills. That is kind of a lot. I'm definitely happy to have it on the team. We'll take a spicy sauce as well, why not? It's okay. Now we're 2 out of 2. So I guess we're going with ghost weapons this wave? Sure. Melee and range damage. We lose elemental though. I think it's still worth it. We could also get more range damage here. And then just go ahead and take a laser gun, sure. Laser gun, okay, why not? Revolver would be nice for wave 20, but I think it's a little early to be locking for wave 20. I could lock Ghostlint though. That'll be nice for next wave if anything. So hopefully we just get a bunch of max HP here from this Ghost Scepter that we have. Every 8 kills, right? I think it said? Yeah, every 8 kills it'll give us 1 max HP permanently. So we're currently at 73. We just gained 1. Okay, so let's keep an eye out on our max HP and see how much we gain in this single wave. I will say this is not like the greatest wave to stack in because there are a lot of big enemies here. There's not like a ton of small enemies coming out for us to kill. Maybe it's fine now. We're at 76 already. I mean, that's like +3 health, right? Pretty good. It might not seem like a lot, but look, +4 health now. Can we get some more? Yeah, so many big enemies in this wave. There's just no tiny ones. Come on. All right, +5. +6. Oh my god, we're actually gaining a lot of health here. It's pretty good. Even more, please. Even more. Yeah, like a good way to think about it is if you get a max tier, max HP upgrade, that still only gives you 12 health. So like gaining 12 from a single wave is really good. So we went from 73 to 81 health. That is huge. Wait, can we actually see our weapon still? Oh, we can. It hasn't recycled yet. Hey, look, 8 max HP gained here, 0 from this one. We also gained 4% permanent attack speed. So we gained some permanent stats off these two. Pretty good. Gonna recycle this. Damage is good, of course. We'll take that. And we actually cursed this. Of course we did. That's actually funny. We could take some crit chance now. -1 armor is completely fine. Ghost Axe we're just going to take. Claw. This would actually be really good for the final wave, so I'd like to keep it. Ice Cube is good for a little bit of a damage boost. Another Ghost Axe. I guess? Okay, sure. Cheaper rerolls, yeah, we'll take that as well. Might not necessarily pay for itself, but it'll do well enough, I'm sure. Any more things here? I want to try and curse some stuff. That's what I'm going for, at least. Doesn't seem like we really had a chance. We may as well just lock everything, because if we curse it, we can take it. I think wave 19, we may want to take the brick as well, actually. Let's just be a little bit safe. 5 weapons here should be enough. And the reason we can kind of get away with only using 5 or even 4 weapons a lot of times is because, well, for one, the weapons we have equipped are pretty good, right? They're actually good weapons, and they're high tier, a lot of them. But the other reason is just that we get 33% more damage from every damage stat. That is very, very noticeable. You could think about it this way, right? Imagine you had 6 weapons, but you had 33% less damage than us. And then, well, that means if we actually have 6 weapons, we do just genuinely deal 33% more damage. But if we lose 1 weapon, that just means we're losing, well, we started with like 133%, so it's like we're losing 1/6 of that number instead of losing 1/6 of the original. That was a lot of like words, and I'm sure some people understood and a lot of people didn't. Basically, we like our 5 weapons is almost like the equivalent of other characters' 6 weapons in a way. All right, we're almost through the wave here. We're pretty safe. We've taken like no damage. Wow. Okay, we just made 1,000 materials. We got some damage. Explosion size we don't need. Attack speed is good. We have very little of that. So we have a ton of damage though. Giant belt. Okay, well this is great. It's just going to help us deal some extra damage every time we crit. Melee damage, sure. And more crits since we have a giant belt. Oh, we get a chainsaw for the final wave. Okay, that's nice. Get this one as well. We'll go ahead and take the mirror, and I could just take this for 4 armor. Chainsaw. Oh my god. Okay, let's do it. So now we just want to get some good weapons. I mean, sword is okay. Anything that hits hard. Ooh, nice. A claw. More melee damage. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. We have a full melee damage set up here, by the way. More crit and a melee weapon as well. Another sword. We can actually upgrade our sword to tier 4 now. Anything else? A cursed sword as well. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I really want to take that. But I don't want to get rid of these. I guess I'll get rid of this claw. Maybe we get a tier 2 claw and then we're a little lucky. Nuclear oh my god. Oh my god, nuclear launcher as well. And we have no range damage, right? We probably shouldn't take it. Oh, another curse. Oh my god, what is happening? I guess we get rid of a claw? This one? This is so weird. We're getting so many cursed weapons here. Okay, well, we're out of money. There you go. Yeah, that is the arms dealers, guys. I hope you enjoyed and I hope this helped. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, maybe leave a like, comment, or subscribe on the video. It always helps a lot. You can also join my YouTube membership by clicking join below. I'd appreciate it. We're going to have emojis coming soon. I'm actually getting references ready for the artist that I want to commission. So yeah, keep thinking about that, guys, okay? But yeah, here is our final build. We have 3 swords, 2 of them were cursed, and we have 2 chainsaws, plus 1 claw at the end. 3 cursed weapons in our final build, pretty good. And then here are our final stats, bunch of luck in harvesting. We also had a massive amount of damage percents and melee damage. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like I said, maybe support me a little bit. I'd appreciate it. Let's go. Wave 20. Okay, this should not take very long. I can even focus the eel first if I want. And that's 1 boss down. Took about 7 seconds to kill. This is the second boss here. He mutated. And that's 2 bosses down. Also took about 7 seconds to kill. GG. Here are all of our items at the end of the run. If you want to take a look, you can look. Here's the first set. And here is the second set. Okay, there you go, guys. Next time we will be playing the streamer. This character is so incredibly ridiculous. I hope you guys come and watch that video. But that's it for this one. Okay, see you in the streamer video. Goodbye for now. Bye bye.